is if everything goes wrong.
No, we're live. It's good. Something went weird. I'm on a beta version of Android, and it sort of doesn't like the transition from
you are.
landscape to portrait. Anyway, this is exciting chat. Hello, Maud. How's it going?
No, well, how is it going? I should ask you. Are you tired already? How is it going?
Yeah, but I was born tired. I've got a bit of pain in my left foot, but I don't know. It could be
But the
okay.
right one is
Change some
okay.
socks in a bit.
That's amazing.
At least you weren't born a creator.
For Maud's benefit, Paul Lewis called himself a born creator in our last call, and it's the hot new movie coming out in 2023. Jason Bourne makes straws a painting.
Yeah, I was about to say that, you know. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Well,
Jake,
since I'm in the
keeping
steering,
an eye on your donation page.
I just looked, and I hadn't realized how many people had been donating during this walk. Like that's shot up. That's absolutely incredible. I've been trying through the whole thing to say thank you, like personally, to everyone who's donated. I'm not doing that today, so I will deal with that in the next few days because I'm absolutely over the moon about it.
Can we give the number? Can we share the number?
I think it's 7,500.
Yes,
it's
pounds.
5K.
That's nuts. Yeah. And like I say, you know, GitHub are going to throw in $2,000, and Google will throw in $10,000. GitHub might throw another 2,000 in. Haven't quite figured that out yet. It's yeah.
Do you have a new stretch goal reward for 7.5, or do we need to make it to 10 to get you to do something?
Mate, I'm walking 100K. What do you want from me?
Yeah, but you would have done that for 0.
Would I? I don't know. I wouldn't be doing this. This is the stretch goal. Me doing this bullshit every hour.
It is a stretch,
you know how much I just want to put some earphones in, listen to an audiobook, and like especially with the last call, we obviously I had connection issues, so that delayed it, and then we chatted for quite a bit, and then I was just looking at time. It's like, well, I'm going to be doing this again in just like half an hour. I could have listened to like 5 audiobooks I could have learned something today rather than just talking to you, you know? God, what's a stretch goal?
I wanted to ask something also, Jake, just in case. What can people do if they want to give as well? You know, to get to the 2,000.
Say again, it broke up.
What can people do, like if they listen to this right now and they want to give, they want to make a donation, where do they go?
Hey, you're a born broadcaster. This is great. I like that.
Right.
I think there's a link in the description. I think I set up a link in the description. I mean, all of these videos are showing up as if they happened last week because that's when I set up the URLs for these calls. So who knows if I set it up right? But if I did set it up right, then yes, so you can dial the number below and pledge a donation. But yeah, obviously, if they can't cure a whole cancer based on what we've raised so far, then really, what are they doing?
Yeah, I know.
Just lazy, really.
I'm gonna bring Alice back and have it explain it to you again.
Yeah, okay. I do realize that curing cancer is harder than making a web page, isn't it? I think that's the conclusion I've come to.
A little bit harder, maybe. We don't know.
So, right. Do you have a question?
Yeah, we have questions. I don't know if Sorma, you want to ask one. I have some lined up, actually.
I already blew through my material. I'm just here for entertainment and mockery.
Entertainment! Okay. Great. So I will go and ask. The first question I have, let me look for it. Yeah, okay. We have a question from Pavel, we don't know. So Pavel is saying, hey, hope the work is going well. My question is, how did you get involved with browser standards. I've always wanted to get involved with discussions, but as a junior developer, I wouldn't quite say I have the knowledge so far. So this is from Tab. What do you say, Jake?
Okay. So personally, the way I got involved in it was like I worked for a company called Lanyard, who were an events website, and I made their mobile page work offline, and I used AppCache to do that, and I couldn't find a lot of good articles. There was a lot of articles on AppCache, but they were really high level, just saying, hey, it makes your stuff work offline, and so I was trying to figure out how it actually worked, and so the only source of material I had was the standard to read, and it was rubbish. Like it just felt like it wasn't built properly, it wasn't designed properly with actual use cases in mind. So I wrote a talk and an article called AppCache is a douchebag that got some traction, and basically when Google, they kind of just sat me down and said, okay, go fix it. I was like, no, I'm the problems guy, not the solutions guy. You know, I like to complain about stuff. I don't know about actually fixing
Can confirm.
it. That sounds much harder. But yeah, so with the help of much smarter people who did most of the work, that's how we set about making Service Worker. And yeah, in terms of that as a standard, it was a bit of a baptism of fire, because there's like interacting with lots of different processes and threads and all of that sort of stuff in a way that was kind of new to me. For others to get started, so Sama, we've done an episode on this. We did an HTTP 203 on a contribution to the IndexedDB standard.
Yeah, you can basically watch the episode. It's about an hour long, but it's practically watching over the shoulder of Jake fixing a spec issue in IndexedDB.
Oh, wow.
We've got the cows going on.
That's a sheep, Sama. I don't know which school you went to.
That's the audio that was breaking up, and it totally sounds.
Sama, they teach this stuff to school kids, you know, like the sheep goes bar, cow goes moo.
I dropped out of primary school. That wasn't. Yeah, we have that episode, and you know what? I am gonna say that is obviously a W3C web standards. There's also T39 for JavaScript. I have had personally the experience of getting onboarded by other T39 people into that standards body, and they try really hard to help you. So I think it looks like a really daunting thing, specs and standards in general.
Yeah.
But most of the time, all the people are super lovely and actually quite eager to help you get started. So sometimes if you look on the issue tracker on a spec or something and you find something that's interesting, or actually on IRC, like most of the people also have most of the bodies have IRC channels where you can ask real-time questions, and most of these people take the time to help you. So it takes a bit of courage to jump in, but there is a lovely community in the standards land that will help you out.
I would say the HTML spec folks have moved to Matrix. They're not on IRC anymore.
Ooh.
Did not know that.
Fancy.
It was a very, very recent thing due to all of the free node fuss.
Oh, yeah.
TC39 are on Matrix as well. They were the first to move. What WG followed them.
Ignore me, but apparently my knowledge is already out of date.
Hot news. I had never heard of Matrix until I joined recently. So I would say like one of the kind of bits of work on the side that I'm doing right now is I found that the picture tag, like if you're doing the picture tag, you've got an image element inside it, and you do the source set and sizes. If you then add another source, you need to put sizes on that as well. So you need the sizes on every source. And generally, like the sizes is going to be the same for every element, every source. It's very rare that you'll have cases where they'll be different. So I kind of saw this and thought, oh, this seems bad. Why can't we just say that if a source has no sizes on it, it inherits them from the image element? So I think we might do another HTTP 203 episode on that when more happens there, because it's slightly different to the IndexedDB one in that it's not just it's not as simple, but it's a different shape, because the problem here is compatibility, because it's kind of like, can we just change that behavior? Is that going to impact websites? So the main bit of work of this spec change has been using HTTP Archive to go and investigate the kinds of websites which have the behavior that might change as a result of this spec change, and then going in and kind of ensuring that...
G spec and not a W3C spec, and that's also has some differences.
Yes, although...
So actually sounds like a good idea.
And that's true. Yeah, and it is the HTML. The HTML spec is very different to other WhatWG specs as well, because it's compiled by Open Pascal. It's written in a syntax like none of the others, because it's just like one
file. That's how many megabytes? Like even the source is like 8 megabytes of pure
12,
text.
I think. The output of the HTML spec is about 12 megabytes, and still renders faster than a lot of other sites on the web, because it's just it's HTML and CSS, so it does render super quickly. It's not great for your bandwidth, and then
way to push your
you get a lot of... Yeah, I know. Come on. I've got 2 agendas today. It's make fast websites and also cure cancer. It's different to my usual one. But yeah, we will do that episode, because I think that the research and the study into the behavior, and also how to like query HTTP Archive, we've not talked about before. I think that could be interesting. So, yeah, what we've done there is just essentially an advert for some content we haven't created yet.
Great.
Well done, us.
Well done.
Perfect.
Right.
Yeah, maybe one thing to add to Pav, I know it's for you, Jake, to answer the question, but I will add one thing from my experience with spec. I know that I had an aha moment when I just realized that, it's just people actually writing these. It's not something like set in stone, that's for sure, but it's also not something that a super intelligent being and omniscient being is just writing down. So usually, if you have even just a question to get started, there are like very high chances that you're probably not the only person asking yourself the question. So asking a question about the spec could be also like one way to get started if you're not really sure yet that you're able to make a contribution. But if it's a spec you're interested in, you can just ask a question, and you will see that there are high chances that it's a good question. So
it's a learned skill.
That's absolutely
talent.
True.
Yeah.
And there are so few people doing it that the people who are on specs are like really super keen for us to get involved. And yeah, so they are willing to help. I do find that sometimes people who are really sharp on the spec side are very good at telling you why your idea isn't great in as few words as possible. And I would say it took me a little bit to get used to like that not being an insult. That is just like they're busy people, so they're saying it won't work for these 3 reasons. And it actually took me to realize that when I saw them doing that to their own ideas, I realized, it's nothing personal. It's just they are like they don't waste words,
As a German, I approve.
Yeah. So I'm kind of like, I'm delaying a bit here because I'm about to walk over a train line, which is exciting. So that's a lovely thing to get. Yeah.
The highest
the reason everything was slow for a second, the reason I was in a queue there is because there was a train going past. So
check to make sure it's safe before you cross.
Yeah, and no trains. So there we go. I don't know. I found that fun. That was something new.
Okay, you made it. I was like, Jake, don't talk to us. Watch out for trains. We don't want to see that live.
That would have been bad.
It did occur to me, like when I was crossing a busy road earlier while I was doing one of these, that what if I got hit by a car, then this would be live, and also I'm the only one who has the power to stop the broadcast, so it would just be a 24-hour video.
Why are we laughing? We
documenting.
I mean, it didn't happen,
right.
Maud. We're good for now.
Hey, there's time yet.
Cool. Okay, let me. I have like another question here, at least another one that I thought was interesting. I need to go to the. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
go.
So we have. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jake.
No, I was saying like we'll do a quick one, and then I might like carry on walking.
Oh, that. Yeah, we kind of forgot you were doing that. It's not like
Well,
the camera
yeah.
is fake or anything, you know. Okay, so we go ahead and have Benji asking, "Hello, Jake. Huge fan of the podcast. I'm a
Oh,
Texan
thank you.
University student studying CS, computer science. I assume it's computer science, but maybe it's something totally different. What advice would you give to students looking to start their career in web development specifically? Can I ask more than one question in the forum? What's your least favorite thing about? Well, let's stick to just the first question for now, which is what advice would you give to students looking to start their career in web development specifically?
Yeah, my answer to this is boring, really. Like I did a 4-year university course, where the third year was a placement in industry. You kind of had to sort that out yourself and whatever, but it was like 1 year actually working, and it was that year because I was an intern in Reuters, doing their intranet for their HR department, and it was really that year that taught me how to work, and just sort of do regular hours and like learn how offices work, learn what the real world of web development is like, and I came back to do my final year of university. Like when they say the right way to tackle like a dissertation or something like that is just to do a little bit every day rather than leaving it all to the final moment and then cramming. Well, I did the right thing. I did just do a little bit, and because all the rest of the university I was leaving it to the last minute, like because that's what everyone does. But that final year I did it bit by bit, and yeah, everyone else was panicking at the end, and me and someone else who did this year in industry, so he'd sort of learned to work as well. We were in some very empty pubs because everyone else was cramming, and I love an empty pub. So yeah, so that's it really. I would say, in terms there's a lot of people who say, oh, college is rubbish, drop out of college. I love my time at university. I'm not like that, but I would say that it was that year in industry, that industry experience, that kind of, yeah, that was the moment for me.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so if Benji, you have a chance to combine your studies with maybe a little bit of practical experience, I think that's what the piece of advice Jake is giving here. And I would plus on this. And Sorma, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's that what boils down to build a thing, build more things, learn from that.
Yeah.
And I think Jake now should go back to focusing on walking because he also has to still tweet about this. So
I've also got a checkpoint coming up. So
oh, nice.
Okay.
More snacks.
Cool. Okay. Then Jake. Oh, we can hear. Can you hear?
You literally became inaudible. That's interesting.
We can't hear you at all.
Well, goodbye, Jake. You can stop the broadcast. Enjoy the snack, and we'll see you in.
Can you hear me now?
Not so much. We can guess what you're saying, but have fun, Jake, and good luck for the remaining 102 kilometers, right?
Yeah.
Bye.